Hey, I want to do a fairly brief video on this AR I just finished building. Technically, I'm assembling it, not building it, but that's Moxnix. Put this one together for a good friend of mine. I won't name him. I don't know if he wants it to be known, but collaborated with him a little bit on some stuff, but mostly I made some decisions for him. He wanted a basic gun, and that's the kind of way I started, but I kind of went away from that because this is probably going to be his only AR, and I wanted it to be a little more than run-of-the-mill. So it's got some features. Start from the front. First of all, it's an AR 5 chamber for 223 5.56. It's technically a pistol, okay? So it does not have a buttstock. It has a brace on it. Hopefully you guys know the deal on that. If not, drop a comment. Maybe I'll approach or address that in the future. So it's a pistol, but it looks like a rifle to people that don't know. On the front of it, we've got a VG6 Precision Gamma muzzle brake. Pretty effective, not too big. And then underneath there, behind that, is a 10.5 inch barrel made by Ballistics Advantage. They make good stuff. It's got a 1-in-7 twist. Let's see what other specs on that should I highlight. It's a chromoly steel, 4150 chromoly steel. This is their modern series and series cut, and that just speaks to the profile of the barrel, which you really can't even see. And it's a carbine length gas system. So attached to that, the gas block is a Faxon Firearms ultra low profile, and then the gas tube is black melanite, and you can see it if you're holding the gun, but you won't be able to see it on video. So that's the barrel and the muzzle device. The handguard is a Diamond Head VRST M-LOK series, so it accepts M-LOK accessories, and it's 8.75 inches long. It's got a little slant cut to it. I think they measure the length from the short end of the slant, if I'm not mistaken. And then below that, on an AR pistol, I always try to put a hand stop because it's real easy to get your hand out here, and you don't want to do that. So on the front there's a GunTech hand stop, and then behind that is an angled foregrip made by Bravo Company, BCM, and those are kind of nice because it gives you a way to just kind of grip the gun however you want. Like I like to grip it like this when I'm shooting, but that can be moved around as needed. And let's see, coming back to the receiver then is the next thing back. Both the upper and the lower receiver are Aero Precision. It's their M4E1 line of receivers, and it's a lot nicer than a standard mil-spec receiver. The trigger guard is forged in it instead of normally there's no trigger guard here, and you have to attach it during the assembly process. But this one's forged in. It's got some lightning relief cuts in there. And their series also is really nice because, for example, where your forward assist goes, normally when you install that, there's a roll pin that you have to drive in here on top of the receiver. And in Aero, on their M4E series, instead of a roll pin, they have an Allen head set screw that secures it. So that's a lot slicker install, and it makes it easier if you have to take it out and all that. And they also have the same feature for the bolt release. The bolt release is right here, and typically there's a roll pin that's driven in there, which is a small challenge, and they've got a set screw there instead. So that's nice. But additionally, for these M4E1 receivers and their M5 series for the AR-10 platform as well, normally an AR-15 or AR-10, if you wiggle the upper receiver and lower receiver, there'll be a little wiggle in it. That's completely normal. There's nothing wrong with that, but some people don't like it. So what the Aero Precision did on these M4E1s and M5s is underneath where the pistol grip is mounted, there's a set screw with a Teflon tip on it that once you assemble it with the grip off, you adjust it so it's nice and snug and it takes the play out. I could probably snug it up a little bit more than it is now, but if you do, it makes it a little difficult to push your takedown pins. So, but that's a really nice feature that that they put in there, and it's a little more angular, not as rounded as your normal mil-spec receivers, so it looks nice, and functions obviously just as well as any mil-spec would be. So also what we've got here is an extended mag release button. Normally it's just a little round button here, but we've got a little paddle on there, so it makes it a little faster, a little easier to drop that. Not a big deal, but it's a little extra. On the other side, our bolt release is enhanced. That's a Strike Industries bolt release. The lower parts kit is made by Strike Industries that I used for this kit, except for the trigger. I took the lower spikes, or the Strike Industries trigger out and put a different one in. We'll talk about that in a minute. And it's got the Strike Industries ambidextrous safety. And normally a safety is a 90-degree throw, so this would be the safe, this would be semi, and of course if you had an auto, it would be pointed back here. This safety selector allows you to set up with a 45-degree throw, which is what I've elected to do for him. And so it's just a little shorter throw. And it's got a safety selector on either side. If you wanted it, you didn't want it on both sides, it comes with a little piece to just take it off one side, but I've got it on both sides for him. So the trigger is a aftermarket. It's a little better than your mil-spec. It's not a precision trigger, but it's a nice trigger. It's nickel boron, Teflon coated, and it's got a nice, it has really hardly any creep in it, very little take up. And if you take the safety off, the trigger pulls a lot lighter. So a little take up, and then a nice clean break, and a nice audible reset. So that's a nice, not super expensive upgrade as well. Going down below that, he's got a Bravo Company Gunfighter Series Mod Zero grip. This one is not real girthy for those of us that aren't manly men. Mike is a manly man, but his hands aren't, I guess. But this is the one he wanted, and it's got a little storage compartment door at the bottom. You can put batteries for your red dot if you have a red dot on or whatever. Let's see what else. Inside here we've got the bolt carrier group is from Palmetto State Armory, their premium phosphate finish series. It's got a 158 Carpenter steel bolt in it. That's about as good as it gets on that for a bolt, and it's MPI, magnetic particle inspected. The charging handle is Strike Industries. It's kind of slick looking. I don't know if you can tell in the video, but it's a nice charging handle. And I've also attached the Strike Industries extended latch on there, so it's a little easier to grab and get a purchase on. So that's nice. Up top, you've got diamond head sights. They are flip-up sights. They're polymer, often referred to as backup irons for people that are running a red dot sight. They push button, they pop up. And these are also photoluminescent. They've got a little thing in there, so when the light's low, it helps you in that regard. And going to the back, we've got the SB Tactical, their A3 brace. Looks like a buttstock. It is not a buttstock. And it's just got four different positions you can adjust it to. And that's a real nice feature. And I think that pretty much covers it. I might have missed something. If I did, drop me a question or comment, and I'll see if I can address it. Other than that, hope you enjoyed the video, and hope my friend likes it. Oh, if he did want this ejection port covers, you can get these that say different things. This one just has the flag and says USA. Tasteful. But yeah, any questions, drop me a comment or whatever, and I'll see what I can do.